Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. Our next guest is a force to be reckoned with. Let me tell you, from homelessness to helping Fortune 500 companies secure the bag, she is what we call the killer pitch master. And a queen, I might add. She's a best-selling author and a corporate sales trainer who's turned the art of the pitch into a life-changing tool. Joining us now to share more about mastering your message, please welcome founder and CEO of the Perfect Pitch Group, Precious L. Williams.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
I know. I'm like, I hope y'all are ready, because I gotta tell you, the minute I met this queen, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to bring her and share her with you, because you left such an impression on me. I mean, your energy, your messaging, your style, it's no wonder that you're out there touring the force, just internationally speaking.
Yes.
So let's talk about how you got into that.
Well, I've been speaking for 30 years, but I started at 16 years old in St. Louis, Missouri. And the principal of my high school asked me to speak at an event, didn't know it was before the mayor of the city of St. Louis. And I got a standing ovation. No, I did not write my speech. My English teachers wrote my speech. And after that standing ovation, I was booked by the governor of Missouri. So I started off speaking to politicians, even though I lived in the inner city. And that just started me on this path of understanding content and messaging and being able to bring big energy and big funk and big noise to what it is that I do. I don't shrink, but that's also a part of the way my grandmother and my grandparents raised me. You're gonna come from the inner city, you gotta come hard.
Yeah, and I also love the authentic messaging, the transparency.
Yes.
Right? Because look, I introduced you coming from homelessness, and it's like, why is it so important to share the beginnings and or the obstacles that have presented themselves in life, to instead of just like talking about the successful aspect of that?
Well, I think it's important because people today are only seeing social media where everyone looks like everything has happened so well. I grew up with parents who did not want me. And I became homeless later in life after I was on Shark Tank season 8 in 2016, after losing the love of my life. So when people meet me, they have all this, oh, she did everything right. Actually, I didn't. I didn't do everything right, but I kept trying. And because I kept trying and I never allowed other people to put their limitations on me, I did become an attorney in the great state of New York. I did pass the bar on my first try. I went to school fully funded all of my career, and to go from being an attorney to an entrepreneur, to a serial entrepreneur, to international professional speaker, five-time #1 best-selling author, and speaking on global stages, black on both sides, no Brazilian butt lift, no six-pack abs. It can be done. You know what I'm saying? It can be done.
I would just sit back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it can be done, because there are people who've told us all our lives, you have to fit into this box. I refuse. And because I refuse, I hope that inspires a lot of our young boys and our young girls. They do want you. That's the paradigm that we were taught that no longer works. And at 46 years old, I'm having my glow up, and I hope women 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond know we can still glow up. I don't begrudge our young women. They're gonna make the same mistakes we did, and you're gonna get to a certain age where they're gonna tell you you don't matter. Baby, I'm just getting started.
That's what's up.
I'm just getting started.
I hear you loud and clear. Well, obviously you left an indelible impression on me. Okay, like I was just like, oh yeah, that's my sister. And
But I'm
I say
glad you
sister
said
in
that.
spirit, right?
No, Queen, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Listen, sisters from other misters, I'm
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
But that also tells you why the biggest companies in the world hire me. They're not looking for cookie cutter and traditional. They want someone who's professional grade, but will bring that funk. They will bring the energy and will make training and learning fun.
Right.
And that's what uniquely I bring to the table, in addition to content and messaging and showing people the audience you think you want. That might be oversaturated, but there are industries that need you you've never thought of. How would I know? Because I had to do it for myself and be the guinea pig. And so writing books, or how do you write 5 #1 best-selling books after homelessness? How do you have the clients that I have after homelessness? You keep trying and you find the right spaces. And that's why pitching is so important to me, to showcase to the world. It's not just Shark Tank. You pitch every day.
I know, and I know that's what people highlight about you, because you went and you made it to Shark Tank, but you keep mentioning homelessness, and then I keep wanting to just inquire a little further, like how you ended up homeless.
So after I was on Shark Tank season 8 in 2016, The love of my life who inspired my first company, Curvy Girls Lingerie, he died. And I was so unprepared. That was supposed to be my life partner. And I was unprepared for the way grief hit me. And one drink turned into multiple drinks. I had no money. I couldn't fall back on family. And I tried to take my life on my 38th birthday. So to be 46 is amazing. I had a queen who was a social worker who looked for me, brought me back to New York City. And I was in the Bowery Mission Women's Center. And you know, when you walk into a place like that, people are like, I'm thinking, oh, I'm just a bum, a slug in a ditch, all these sort of things. And they said, welcome home. I haven't heard those words since my grandparents were alive. I was there 2 years. I went from a size 22 to a size 14. There was a different voice that came out of me, and every night, because we didn't have electronics, my Heavenly Father would say to me, your second chapter is going to be better than your first. And I didn't know what that meant. I walked in with a blue dress, a book bag, and a blue coat. I walked out with movers. How many homeless women do you know walk in with 3 items and walk out with movers? The pastor of our church on the Upper East Side invited me to live in his house with him and his wife. And so I don't want to make it a Pollyanna story, but it was hard to see myself failing because I worked with achievements. And so to no longer have that, my Heavenly Father was doing a work in me to showcase everything can be taken from you. And now you know this is the gift I gave you. Go out and use this gift. The people who said no, the doors that close, let them close. Let me show you the other doors that are going to open up to you from your gift. And that's what gave birth to me writing books. That what gave birth to me no longer letting limitations hold me back. And I went after the clients I wanted. And I could showcase that live on stage. And that's how it happened.
Oh my gosh, my hairs are standing. And, like, they really are. They are really for real. And I so appreciate you feeling safe enough to just share in that way.
Right.
Right? Because we could sit here, we could talk about all the
we could talk all that.
all the accolades, all
could.
of that, right? Because we're going to talk about that too, because we do have a workshop coming up, and I want to make sure
do.
that our viewers are aware of like how you keep going, right? And also we got to mention the Essence Fest, and they're already telling me like, oh, don't run out of time without talking about pitching for profit, plus the workshop we have coming up.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that was, you know, I had to take that in, and I know I'm moving it like. In a juxtaposed manner, I think juxtaposed.
You're not dealing with somebody who's new to this. I'm true to this.
All right, you're good. All right, we're flowing. Yeah, juxtaposed is my word for today, I guess.
Yes.
This is the second time I used it.
Yes.
But I don't want to dismiss what you just shared either. That's my point.
I understand. Being a 13-time national pitch champion, raising $750,000 for my first company no one believed in, I want to show the power of pitching. And it's not what you think. My name is, this is what I do, this is who I serve. Being a master of all 6 forms, elevator, media, investor, sales, speaking, and interview pitching has allowed me to teach at the biggest companies, colleges, universities, Ivy League institutions. When I started writing my books, it was, if people couldn't see me live, what would I want them to know about pitching? So now that you know there's 6 forms, how do you use them for yourself if you're a student, if you're a professional, if you have a business? I wrote it down in my books, and each one has a catchy title that has people like, ooh. I'm like, yeah, but it makes you have a fear of missing out if you don't buy it, right? Then I'm the killer pitch master for a reason, slaying all competition with a killer pitch. And another way I keep going is I actually speak on stages around the world. So I'm going to be at Essence Fest. We are launching the 40-year plus Glow Up for women's 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyonds for celebrating this chapter of our life. We have on July 23rd, we're having the dynamic duel of success. Own your voice, own the room, where women can learn how to truly own the space, own how they speak, and walk out with confidence. Because I need you to know how to pitch yourself. I need you to know how to speak about yourself, your business, your brands, and everything, your companies. And so that's what we're going to do on Own Your Voice and Own the Room. That's going to be at Luminary. We'd love to have people there, and I'm booked 5 times this and in July, from National Speakers Association Influence Conference to National Urban League. So it's going to be a packed month. Get ready.
Oh my gosh, and I could just sit here and listen to you, and we're out of time already.
I understand.
I know, but I want to see that book that you have sitting there just because I know you brought 2 books, and we got, that's
Yes, right. I have 5 #1 best-selling books, but but my last 2 are The Pitch Queen: A Woman's Journey from Poverty to Purpose and Profits, and my 5th is Rainmaking 101 from Day One, where I take lessons I learned in law school and from being a practicing attorney and show people how to actually get clients. It's about packaging, positioning, and pitching. All my books are on Amazon, Audible, and all of those. So if you can feel free to purchase and check that out, and you will love it.
Yeah, and there's a catchy title there. I have to cover up the catchy title.
BB Empower Pitches.
Yeah, definitely my kind of reading.
Yes.
Anyway, I gotta say, thank you for making the time.
Thank you.
Amid your travels to come here and share this with us and our viewers in the Bronx. Precious L. Williams, mi gente. Queen Precious L. Williams, I might add.
Thank you.
And once again, to fix your pitch and rise above the competition, you can visit perfectpitchgroup.com and be sure to follow her on Instagram at perfectpitchgroup. All right, Steve, too. I wish we weren't ending this segment, but we have to. So there's more open when we return.
All right.
No, sis.